Okay, our last question. Um, do you have any tips or advice for those considering taking on the challenge maybe next year or for continuing an alcohol-free lifestyle beyond January? Sonia, let's go with you, unmuted.
Mhm. Well, I would say if you're, I think it's a good thing to do if you aren't sure if you can do it, if that makes sense.
It does.
So, I'm sure somewhere in the back of my mind, I may have thought I couldn't do it. And so I'm happy to say that I am doing it, and it's been perfect. No issues, where I'm just thankful that that's the case for me. So I think, that's what I would encourage anybody who wasn't sure, and if they cared to know that information about themselves, then I would say suggest that they give it a shot. And they may be pleasantly surprised as I was that as I am, that it's coming along fine. And I'm not having any of the cravings like Gretchen said, I don't have that other than an occasional, like, eating salty food with love a margarita with it or something to that effect. Like I said, my habit or routine would be, okay, when I'm in my cozy, sit down to watch my show, pop open my Buzzy Ball. But, just getting out of the routine just takes a couple of times of not doing it. And so, that's what I would say would be my encouragement for someone.
Great, great. Gretchen, what are some tips or advice from you?
Well, I think that kind of also what Sonia was saying, like it just feels really good to make a goal and meet it, right? There's like just something about that personal, like sort of the endorphins that you get from like realizing like, oh, I can do hard things, right? Um,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
so I think that that's part of it. But I would recommend, like, if you're thinking about doing it, do it with a friend, you know? I mean, it's fun for me to know that you three are also doing it. But, if people are curious about it, but kind of feel like they need a little more support, like, Jackie's program would be great. And, or just, your friend, that you hang out with and that you guys drink with, like, let's do a coffee instead of a glass of wine tonight. So I think I would recommend maybe doing it with a friend. My husband did it with me for 2 nights. That was his dry January experience. He was like, "Yeah, all right, I'll try it with you." And then, the next day, like he popped a beer and he's like, "Nah, I don't think I'm gonna go dry." He goes, "I'm gonna go not as wet, but I'm not gonna go totally dry." So,
That's great.
and that's great. Everybody's got, their way of doing it. But I think the companionship and, being part of something is another benefit.
Nice, nice. Okay, Jill, bring us home.
For sure, with both what Sonia and Gretchen said, and just I like the partnering, the partnership in this camaraderie situation. And also the accountability factor. I think that's always great, especially when you're embarking on something that's new to you and, you really want to succeed in. And, the accountability factor in this type of um, format, I think is great. And, Jackie, you've offered such great tools for us, in tips in how to, see other things than, oh, I need that glass of wine to make me happy, or fulfill something. Instead, maybe make a great cup of hot tea, that you can really look forward to every night, where you would have your glass of wine or whatever beverage of choice, or take a bath, or read a book, or, like Gretchen said, connect with her partner. I mean, I think that's great. Those are really good goals aside from, what am I going to eat and what am I going to pair with it? So it's been great. I mean, and trying to figure out other ways than just the social aspect of alcohol as well. So
Yeah, and considering you're in Sonoma, Jill, and you're
yes, I
here
know.
with your dry January community instead of imbibing in wine downstairs with your partner, speaks a lot. So,
Oh,
it's just finding, those different routines. Now,
yeah.
I've transitioned into the kitchen. You wouldn't know because of background, but I do
No.
have I had a banner
Oh, I
made.
love
It's
this. I
fabric.
love
So I
this.
figured I'd use the banner for
Yeah,
my mocktail making apron.
love
So
it.
I love it.
this is new to me, and I'm going off of one of Gretchen's mocktail recommendations. She sent a
Oh,
picture. It
nice.
was like day 8 or something. We're trying to go quick and easy. We don't need to be. We're not artisanal mocktail
No.
makers, right? Everybody's going to go to Trader Joe's at some point, right? We're all TJ kind of people. The DJ are the TJs. So she recommended this little lovely something spritzy. Why not go with something that's already been canned for you that has little grapefruit hints and cranberry, orange, real aromatic and yet citrusy? Because don't we all love that?
Nice.
So, that there our gal I'm using I frost a mug type thing, and I don't like to have watered down juice drinks, right? There's nothing worse than that. So I'm using my nephew got me these little guys, these little ice cubes.
Hmm. Cool.
So we're gonna just add that Gretch, you absolutely recommended the grapefruit juice, which I think is lovely because to have
Hmm.
effervescent mixed with the grounding of a real juice is always a great accompaniment. And then gotta have your soda water. We all have our, this one's from Trader Joe's, but everybody's got their LaCroix or their favorites. And then I'm of the school that can you see
Ooh,
that I have a rosemary
yeah.
plant in front. I like a
Garnish all the
fresh
way.
you know so why not add little of that, and you got to always squeeze your lime, right?
Yes.
And I have things that I can make, more like make it more professional, but the goal is you want to have something, and so you don't head towards the wine cellar or grab that the loaded beer with the spicy food. So why not have some of this stuff on hand? And and you can use the kind of things that you used to use. I put salt, this lovely salt I got as a gift, on the rim of my
Oh,
favorite little carafe
nice.
drink. And why not? Let's
Yeah.
try it. Ooh, Gretch, good recommendation. So let me tell
Cheers.
you. Um, this is the story about, um, I think I'm saying cheers to all you three have accomplished in your journey. I want you to really feel proud of yourself. It really, you got to give yourself a pat on the back. It's small moments, and that's, well done. I did good. Toot your own horn, Gretch, when you go to your event, because telling people what you've been doing, it might sound silly, but they're going to be like, ooh, good for you, you did. And buy yourself a present with the money you saved, right? Splurge on that nice restaurant or pair of shoes or a massage. It just shows that I got a physical reminder as an my accomplishment. So
Yep.
the goal really, I think, of this whole thing, you might go have a cocktail, right, Feb 1. It doesn't, the whole thing is what you've gained from this whole experience, that you can do it, Sonia, right? And you've got hopefully better health, less anxiety, more pocket money, a sense of accomplishment. So that's what we're celebrating too. So cheers to all of you participating.
Cheers.
Cheers.
So
Here, here. Well said. I like that.
thank you.
Can we